Yeah, so I left YouTube for half a year to make to make nothing. It happens, guys. It happens. What can I say? So here's what happened. All right, here's what happened. Back when I made my last video, I was getting real excited about YouTube. Okay, I had so much fun making my last few videos. Getting more into editing. I had so many game ideas, so many fun things to do, and then suddenly, from one day to the next, just complete burnout. Suddenly, I couldn't create anymore. And it didn't disappear for months. Not for lack of trying though. Last couple months I did try to make, multiple games. I've attempted to make multiple videos, but every time I just wasn't able to finish it. It's crazy, man, it's crazy. So from now on, I'm sure this will not be the last time this happens. It isn't even the first time this happened. So I'm not going to make any more promises, okay? I'm not going to make any more promises about what I'm going to upload, when I'm going to upload it. Because I just won't be able to hold myself to it. It's so bad, man, it's so bad. It's so annoying as well. Wanting to create something, but just having this internal wall that just blocks you from being able to do it. It's an absolute nightmare. So to anyone who subscribed from my last few videos... that's a good joke, that's a good joke. But... we'll see, guys, we'll see. I thought in this video at least, we'll just kind of... I'll look back at some of the stuff I tried to make the last half year, and I'll talk a bit more about like this burnout and how annoying it is. Consider this a comeback video, Again, I'm not going to make any promises. Maybe I'll leave again for half a year after this. Maybe I'll never come back, who knows at this point. But, let's try to get into it at least. Let's go. So, this whole mess basically started directly after my last video. Like I said, I was actually excited to make some good content. Then real life stuff messed me up for a bit, starting the eventual downwards trend, but for the moment I was determined to make something again. You know what that means. Creation time! Oh yes, I was going to make a helicopter template in Dreams, so people can easily make helicopters and enter them with characters. At this time I still wasn't entirely burnt out on Dreams per se, but I rushed through the project so quickly that I basically forgot to plan a video around it. It didn't really seem like fun to try and fit a video around an already finished product with pretty minimal recorded gameplay of the creation process, so I scrapped the video idea. Next, I made a big mistake. I immediately created a new project to make. Surprise, surprise, a first-person shooter. A simple one with just the goal to throw as many enemies in a scene as Dreams allows. Enemy robots were gonna endlessly spawn and you could use telekinesis to grab them and then shoot them to gain health back. Here's the problem though. The game was too simple. I of all people should have known this, because the last time I faced a similar lack of motivation to create in Dreams was when working on Corrupt Escalation. Again, I also wanted to be purposefully unambitious to get it out quickly. Instead it resulted in by far the longest I've chipped away at development. This is gonna sound a bit cocky, but I get bored if I don't push boundaries, man. Doesn't mean I think I make boundary pushing games by any means. It just means that I want to do something new each time I start a new project. Even with a game as silly as Cult Conundrum 2, I still felt really motivated by trying to include a dynamic set piece at the end. Also, I really enjoy storytelling even if my games barely have any story on the surface. Making a straight wave shooter with no story or any crazy enemies, music, not really any challenge to speak of, it's just boring. And this is when it happened. Days started flying by. Then weeks started flying by. I opened Dreams, closed it again, opened it again, closed it again. Turned my PS5 on, turned it off, turned it on again. Have any of you guys ever had a game you loved so much that you couldn't play anything else anymore? For me, the last 3.5 years, it has been Dreams. Even when I don't want to play Dreams, I still want to play Dreams, I can't replace it. And I've had similar situations with gaming in general, where no new good games were coming out, but I still wanted to play, resulting in me just scrolling through the UI back and forth. I'm sure many of us have experienced that at some point. The thing is, in those moments you can at least argue that you could do something more productive. For me, game development and content creation is really all I care for at this point, and Dreams is the place where these two converge. So most other things feel like a downgrade at this point. And just like that, we're already months of not uploading in. I really felt at this point I had to do something else on this game that clearly was going nowhere. So I did. Lack of challenge was the problem, right? So simple, to fix my burnout I just needed to make something challenging instead. Not exactly. I started by doing something I do very little, sculpting. I made a badger character from scratch. It was actually somewhat fun to do, but my artistic skills are definitely still low enough that I run into tons of issues. Art is not just about the program you use, it's all about style and intent and visual libraries. After making that badger, I literally didn't know how to make any more animals in that style. I couldn't even come up with any clothing or armor. That didn't stop me from making a new project with this character. I love Dragon's Dogma. I don't know if I can still call it underrated, but it's definitely under-discussed. So my idea was to take what I love about Dragon's Dogma, its action-heavy combat flow, and apply it to a game with anthropomorphic animals. To challenge me, this new game was going to be open world. And challenging? It was. So challenging in fact that after creating some initial gameplay that I'm actually pretty happy with, I got completely stuck. Dreams allows for a lot of stuff to be crammed into a level, but when you want to create a huge landmass with thousands of trees, you'll hit limits real quick, resulting in necessary optimization. Now this stuff broke me, man. With the vision I had, vast stretches of land with elevation and tree lines in the distance, I'd have to do some crazy trickery that I just wasn't in the mood for. Talking about vision, a strong vision is one of the most important factors that contributes to quicker development time. When you know from beforehand the amount of levels, characters and enemies in your game, development will be 3 times as fast. When you know what the story will be, what exact mechanics you want, and how each environment you will make, development will be 5 times as fast. When you know exactly which assets you need, have a detailed vision for how these assets will look, when you have planned out each cutscene, each combat encounter, each piece of music, color palettes, all interactions, UI elements and gameplay systems, I believe you can make development like 10 times as fast. Did I have a strong vision for this open world game? Of course not. I had some vague ideas surrounding a fairy tale land, something mysterious with some bears, perhaps an AI buddy, but so little concrete that it really shouldn't be surprising that my flame quickly faded. Even when I made progress, it was painstakingly slow, with most of my time being spent just randomly running around as the player character because I was dreading working on it so much. Realizing that even if I worked full time on this, it'd probably still take me half a year to get somewhere, I felt defeated. This is really where my burnout hit the deepest. It seemed like making something simple was too boring and making something complex was too mentally taxing, so what's left really? Well, nothing. But then, suddenly, Starfield the gameplay dropped, and it looked so clunky that I felt inspired to make my own gameplay to show exactly why it is clunky. But of course I realized quickly that I needed more sculpting to make this into a proper comparison, and quickly I gave up again. So, easily 6 months of complete failure, right? Yes, pretty much. But not entirely. This is what I like about Dreams, right? No time spent creating is truly wasted. That helicopter template I made will perhaps help me create a vehicle segment in a future game, elevating its quality. That robot wave defense shooter taught me how to consistently create proper rotational camera shake for maximum impact, and the telekinesis tech and some AI features I can also reuse. The Dragon's Dogma inspired game was my first time creating third-person melee and bow and arrow combat. With the amount of troubleshooting I did, I can already create third-person characters and melee systems way quicker. The project also taught me how to sculpt some particular kinds of trees and a new enemy AI trick I'll keep using. The Starfield thing ever so slightly increased my ability to sculpt weapons. Even if I learned nothing from these projects, they'd still exist for me to look back at later and laugh at my mistakes. Now this is why I value Dreams so much, because very few other games work this way. Maybe visualize it as a more extreme version of Minecraft. Ever went back to a Minecraft world you made years ago? It's a very weird but powerful experience. It's a time capsule, and opening it will bring up memories long forgotten. The beauty of creating to me is that you basically convert time into something tangible during the process. You create value. This makes Dreams different from most other games. I like being entertained in the moment, don't get me wrong, but entertainment is worth the most when it leaves an impact. When you can think about it at a later stage and reminisce or talk about it with a friend. Creating is a way of ensuring this impact. The creation, failed or completed, good or bad, will always be there for you to experience again. I'm fine, by the way. My creation speeds are nowhere close near to where they were when Dreams launched, but the burnout is definitely over. I've been able to sink some more time into a project that I'm at the moment very passionate about. I haven't exactly hidden my love for Uncharted-style games. If I can achieve even a fragment of those games' awesomeness, I'll be very happy indeed. Will this game fail? Probably. Will I have fun and learn something? Certainly. Now, one last question before we end. Have you ever faced this kind of burnout before? In Dreams, other games with random real-life stuff, I'm guessing it's pretty normal, especially when sinking a lot of time into something, but that doesn't make it any less painful. For now, please subscribe for yearly videos, and to compensate everyone unsubbing after seeing this in their sub box. I can't believe I left this long, man, I can't believe it. But yeah, see you in the next video. Oh wait, no more promises, okay? Maybe there won't be a next video. See you around, maybe, perhaps. So bad, dude, so bad.